morning, Kathy here from Kathy's Cute Creations. Today I have decided to go ahead and quilt. As you notice, I took them down, the little trees. I'm going to go ahead and quilt that. When I get done, I'm going to applique the penguin that I had sitting up there. That's my project for today, and then I'll start something else, but I thought I'd give you an idea of how I'm quilting these two little I guess wall hangings. That's what they're the size of. So let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to take your foot off. So whatever it takes for you to do that. And you're taking the entire thing off. When I say the entire thing, I mean this whole apparatus comes off, because you're going to want to put your freehand motion foot. So whichever one that you're wanting to use, different ones come with different machines. It goes over the arm of the needle. Whoops. If I can hold it on there. I guess I gotta get my screw started here. Let's do that first. There we go. And then tighten it. I'm actually going to change my needle. Here is what I've gotten. It's called Superior Top Stitch 9014. This is for when you're quilting, not heavy. And this isn't going to be heavy that we're doing here. I'm going to be using embroidery thread. Now you can use cotton if you want to. I'm going to use this gold color here to match these little bitty dots, which look like stars. So I'm changing out my needle first, and the flat part of your needle goes to the back of your sewing machine. Unless you have a super duper older sewing machine, then it might have to go to the right or the left, depending on your machine. Now I know that I don't have the strength in my hand to tighten this, so I'm going to use this. Give a little bit of tighten it up. Let me get it threaded. I'll be right back. First thing you want to do is you want to drop your feed dogs, which is this right here. You don't want to be able to feel them. So you need to click whatever, or move the switch on the back or the side of your sewing machine. And the first thing we're going to do is we're doing it always on a practice first. And this actually gives me a choice between my length. First thing, and right now it's my length is actually showing 2.5, but it does show that I need this foot on there. First thing you're going to want to do is bring up the bottom bobbin thread. So you can either use your hand wheel or your up down needle. And then you want to pull out on the thread, and up from the bottom will come the bobbin. And then I grab them both and set them aside. And then I'll put my foot, hold on a second here, foot down, my needle down, and then I'm going to go in the same spot just for a couple locking in stitches. Because what I'm trying to do is figure out if my tension's correct. Right now it says my machine is at a 4.0 tension, so I'm just going to move it around a little bit. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to take a look at it. So that tension is good. So it is set. I'm happy with it. I'll lift my foot up, and I have this pinned. I did not spray it or anything. It's strictly pinned. I will put my gloves on. These are the gloves that I use. I actually bought these from Vanessa, which is the Crafty Gemini. I got these off of her website. I love these little things because I tried a pair of full-size gloves and enclosed my hands, but my hands got so hot and sweaty I couldn't do it. So when I saw her using these, I grabbed them, and I actually have two pair for myself. Alrighty, so first I want to apologize if I sound like I'm eating, because I've been up in the sewing room since 9 o'clock, and I took things off my design wall. I got things out that I want to work on. I got this out. I decided at the last minute to do this on a video. There we go. And then, whoops. I probably should have went ahead and glued this on there is what I probably should have done. People say that's a no-no. You should never cut your thread and start over. But you know what? It's my project, and so I don't feel like it's wrong. Let me snip this. I'm going to take a look at the back. And this is going to blend, this gold's going to blend in with my back pretty good. I don't think you can even see that star, can you? Can you see that star right there? It's just a little bitty thing. Okay. I mean, I don't plan on ever using the back side of this. I always want to look at the front side of it. Alright, so let's see. I am going to go ahead and I'm going to quilt down around this tree for starters. Notice, and I'm going to lift this up a little bit so you can see it. I did wiggling back and forth along just the inside of the tree, and then I chose to do the big meandering on the outer side. And what I did to get this more of a uniform stitch is I practiced and I took my speed control, which I have on here, and I decreased it. So then I can only go so fast. So like I said, my length shows up at 2.5, not 0 on my, instead of being a 0 on the straight stitch, which is normally what you do when you do this. I went ahead and left it at the 2.5 length. So as I'm pushing it along, because I am the one that's controlling this, that's making it, the stitches bigger. So I'll show you here. See, and I can't go, I've got my foot down all the way, so I can't go any faster than this, but I can just push it along. Put my pedals down to the metal, as they would say if you were driving your car. And then it makes my stitch bigger, sort of like a stitch regulatory thing that you could have on your machine. Regulator, I guess is what it's called. A stitch regulator. So my stitches can only get the 2.5 as long as I just keep going here. But I can't put my speed up any. If I put my speed up, then my length will be shorter. Coming towards the tail end of this, and I always want to stop on the edge, and I'll show you why, because it's going to be buried down inside the edge here, so you won't see it. It'll be one less knot that you've got to deal with, because in the back I have to clip them off. So I just go right along the seam area here, back and forth, because you're not going to see that. And then that's it, cut it off. And then what you'll want to do is look for your knots, because you're going to want to cut all the knots. Here's one here. I mean, I don't have that many on here because I started on the edge. And that's it for the top part, and all I got to do is the bottom. This is as close as I can get you to show you this square right here that I'm going to do. So if you want to pull your thread out, lift your foot up. And then on this one, I went ahead and went around it and did not turn my fabric. And I'll show you what I was talking about. Okay, so I started out here. And I'm going to come straight down. And then straight over. And then straight up. And then all I did was go around, and then I came back down a little bit to lock it into place. And that was it. Just cut it and cut your threads right here. And then let me put them side by side and I'll show you. As you can see, I had forgot that I hadn't done that yet. And I went and I already trimmed it, so I'll take a look at it here in a minute. Alrighty, that is the shot of behind me now. I took the ironing board down, took all my stuff off the design wall, you know, knocked a couple things down. There's my machine. Okay, so hopefully I'm not going to get you too dizzy. This is the, let's see, is this the first one or the second one? This is the first one I did. Okay, So I did my little wavy lines here in the middle. So you can see that all I did was the wavy. I didn't go outside of here. I stayed all inside. Okay, and then on the outside is where I did the wavy. Went around the outer side of the star there. And then when I got finished to do my trimming here along the edge, what I did is I put my ruler up here. And I put my ruler on this line and I gave myself 2 inches and then I cut the excess off. So it has a 2-inch border all the way around. Okay. And you can see I'm not perfect about how I come along here. See how my stitches, how little they are? They're a different size up in here. And they're more consistent along this outer side, as you can tell. And then when I come over here, and this is the first one I did. Let's see, so you can kind of see, all right, so my stitches aren't the same exact size. Here they're little, then they got a little bit bigger, see? That's before I turned my speed down. That's when I changed it. And then on this one here, I just went ahead and did the continuous on here. The other one I kind of did a little bit more wavy, but anyway, it was, you know, I still kept it on the inside here, you know, but I like the way it's turned out. Let me flip one over here. And you can barely tell on the back because that just blends in so much. Now, if this was white, you could tell it. But since this color blended right into the background, you can barely even tell there's been quilted on the back side. So even if there's mistakes, and I myself see a couple mistakes because I was going too fast. Whoops, my camera's a little loose on my holder here. But anyway, like I said, I can see a couple mistakes. Let's see. Okay, so I don't know why it was blurry. It's not blurry now. And I'm the same distance away. But like I said, the colors look different. And it's a red, but it almost looks orange to me. But anyway, that was it. Yeah, this one's not blurry. I don't know why that was blurry just a minute ago. No reason for it to be blurry. So let me just back up here. So I got both of them done. And like I said, I've been working on a couple of projects because I'm going to go ahead and do that penguin, but I'm still in the process of making something for my swap partner, and I went ahead and I became an angel for my for this time around swap. So if, you know, for some reason somebody doesn't get a box, then I get to give them one. So I'm making, every time I make something, I make 2 of it. So I mean, I don't make it in the same color. They're not identical. They're going to be totally different. But and if I don't have to use it for a swap, I've got it for something else. But anyway, that was it. Thanks for watching.